Hello and welcome, Highway team. Welcome to our show.
Hello, thank you.
Hello.
Imtiaz, we've heard a lot about how, you had the story in place, but you didn't have the script. And as you went along, it developed. Tell us how did that really work?
It worked, I hope, well. And you're going to see it in the movie. I hope that by the insecurity that happened as a result of that, of not having really a bound script, I hope that it has resulted in letting the atmosphere and the truth of the actors of that moment come into the movie.
Okay. But what is the real reason behind doing that?
Because when you, you see that and you feel that you're going to write a scene sitting over here in Bombay about what happens on that hilltop. But when you reach that hilltop, the feeling might be different. Oftentimes we have very strict plans because on those plans is based everybody else's work. The whole unit then orders accordingly. But when you go over there, you'll have to execute what you thought sitting in the room. So if you're making, I think, a movie which has travel largely, you need to keep the windows open so that the experience of travel can actually permeate into the film. Otherwise, it's just like faking it.
So like capturing the feel of the moment as you go along.
So to do that, you can't have a very strict script.
Absolutely. But as actors, did that make you nervous? The fact that you didn't know what was coming next, you didn't have like perfectly written dialogues.
No, I think it was. It would be more spontaneous when we would like kind of cook up dialogues on the spot. What would you say? What do you think we should say? And like that, you don't get time to think about how you would say the lines, so it just comes out like that in the moment while you're feeling it. So I actually had a lot of fun while doing that.
So there's nothing like there's a prep before the scenes. You're just there and you're doing it.
No, we would like go through the scene, and also before we started filming, Imtiaz would just sit with me and just read, not necessarily rehearse, just read. And just talk about the scene or what could have happened, what would have happened, things like that.
Randeep?
I think I find this kind of working process far more enriching and fulfilling. I think it's far more interesting than making it set. Obviously, there has to be a structure to it which never really changed, but the content of the scene and the feeling, because the way Imtiaz would shoot one scene, it would affect the rest of the scenes as well, because we shot it linearly. So that kind of gives it a more alive feeling than having it like that, and it allows the opportunity to see new things.
More spontaneity.
And see new things in the same thing. So that was very interesting.
We also heard about, when you you offered Highway, you almost thought it was a joke. Tell us about that. Why do you think it was a joke?
Because the call came very late at night, and there's a very shady voice on the other side of a guy called Abhishek, who's Imtiaz's assistant, and his name is Rocket. And he says Imtiaz wants to meet you for a leading part and all that. I thought it was one of my friends doing some shit. And because I really did feel that Imtiaz worked with a certain different set of actors, and maybe I was not as big an actor commercially to be in an Imtiaz Ali film. But then next day Mukesh Chhabra called me, and then I messaged Imtiaz, and so we met, and and it was pretty organic how it went about.
Alia, your first was just so different from this. Like totally glamorous to wearing almost boys' clothes over here, right? Oversized t-shirts and all of that. So how was the change, and what really made you want to do this?
Not the clothes. The film, the story, the character. Somehow I felt that me and her were very similar. It was probably one of the reasons why I was on the film in the first place. That we've led very protected lives, come from very secure environments. But being out there and experiencing the journey was something that is out of her comfort zone and would be out of mine as well. So it was that want to be there and want to experience that more than anything. And of course, Imtiaz had a small part to play.